passed.
Yes. So during the election, one of the big slogans from the left was, we have to do this for the sake of democracy. And it's becoming more and more apparent as the Trump administration gets underway with President Trump's direction that it was really about protecting the bureaucracy.
Right.
So, Alina, the president has signed more executive orders than any president in history in his first first month in office. Today is the anniversary, or the month anniversary, right, yes, of since January 20th, since the new administration took office and was sworn in. But you have to, he can sign these executive orders, but he has to have help from the federal government and from Capitol Hill to actually implement them. Yeah. And now you're also seeing a number of judges trying to get involved to stop his use of executive authority. Can you talk about the judges continuing their lawfare and whether they actually have standing when it comes to blunting some of these orders and saying he doesn't have the power in the executive branch to do what he's doing?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you know, it's a lot like what I spoke about before. This is desperate times for them. And I'll say this, I think that if you are going to fix a car and you don't look under the hood, how can you fix it? So what we're doing is taking a good hard look under the hood of where the money was spent, how it was spent, and their attacks, for instance, on Elon, we were discussing this. It's so baseless. It's so ridiculous. The fact that they're upset, for instance, yesterday, Governor Hochul in New York, that she's going to fight our administration tooth and nail for stopping congestion pricing. Congestion pricing in New York is ruining tourism. It's stopping people that work there from driving to work. Their subways are not safe. These people are caring more about their next election. They care more about their face on TV and their politics than they do the people they're supposed to represent, the constituents that voted for them to do the work. Unfortunately, they've taken that to courts. And we've seen it, we've won, we always win, we keep winning. I mean, even Chutkin said it. Look, if they had it their way, our guy would be in jail right now, and that didn't happen. And instead, we won in the most profound way. The American people are happy with what we're doing. And the amount of executive orders that we are pummeling on them is because we have that much work to do. We have to correct 4 years very quickly, and we are all committed to win. And we're going to keep winning.
Congressman, you want to weigh in on the role that Capitol Hill has, especially with Republican control in Washington now, to make sure that these executive orders are implemented in a way?
Right. I have a bill in the House. Mike Lee has the bill in the Senate. We're going to do everything we can to pass that legislation to expedite these executive orders and to put them into law. So whenever the next president comes around, they can't change them by executive orders, because what Trump's doing is what's best for America. It's common sense. He's restored common sense back to Washington, D.C. He's getting the government and the bureaucrats out of the way of the private sector, and we've got to make sure that becomes the law of the land. And I think the support's there in Congress. There were a few members of Congress on the Republican side in the House and the Senate that stuck their toe in the water to try to defy the president, to try to obstruct the president.
Rhinos.
Hey, well, I think they're on the team now. I think they got the message from their constituents back home. They listened to their people when they went home, and they're on the Trump train now, and hopefully we can drain the swamp and make America great again.